All right, let me go over here. I'm going to turn myself around. Can you still hear me?
I sure do.
Okay. So this is my recording studio. It's called Seagrass. I built it 20 years ago. And we opened literally 20 years ago this month. Um, and since this is an Atmos demonstration, let's focus on that. I've got a 914, 9.1.4, which is 9 speakers facing your face, basically ear eye level. And these are PMCs. That's my LCR. Those are the PMC 228. Those are self-powered speakers. Um, these are the PMC wafer ones, I think. And I've got one, two. That's wide left and wide right. And you've got sides, which is basically right where your listening position is. So right pointing at your ears. Those are my rears. And then I've got four of the wafer twos. That's the 0.4, the last number in the 914, and those are mounted to my ceiling. I also have a subwoofer. That's the 9.1. That is a massive subwoofer that it's upside down and side firing, meaning that it's meant to be this and facing forward, but instead it's facing this way, shooting off to my right. And the reason it's doing that is because when Dolby came here to calibrate and tune the room, they found that there was a buildup of some frequencies. I think 62 hertz were really building up. And when we experimented with placing this woofer in different positions, and I think the feeling was that the sound is bouncing off of here and just causing a bunch of havoc down below. So problem was solved by turning it upside down and side firing it. Are you still with me?
I'm with you, man.
Okay, good. So these are my LEA amplifiers. Those three amplifiers in that rack, in that little alcove, power all the surrounds and the LFE, which is the subwoofer. These three are self-powered. They have their own amplifiers. See, my system here, I've just got just a big LG screen, a smaller screen that I like a little bit closer to my face, sort of like a laptop that usually has the renderer. Um, uh, and an iPad, which also has DADMAN information and um, the LEA online link to these speakers, so I can monitor what's going on with these speakers and keep track of that. I don't use any EQ that LEA provides or any timing, although they do have that. If you if you want to do your calibration that way, I use the DADMAN software, which is part of the DAD and Avid interfaces. So I've got a Matrix Studio, which is above the big blue DAD Core 256. And I got a bunch of audio stuff, compressors and things for stereo, for record production. That's not even turned on, and none of those are turned on. Why have them on if you're not using them for the moment? Next month they'll all be on, and I'll be mixing in stereo. There's my vinyl back there. What else do you need to see? Turntable, because I listen to vinyl almost every day. There's a really great tape delay by this company called Ecofix out of Australia that make a Roland style tape delay, which is just amazing. Synthesizers, tons and tons of guitar pedals because I record a lot of guitars, a bunch of guitars, artwork, couch. Let me see real quickly. I'll show you the bathroom because this is funny. I keep my platinum and gold awards here because that's what every record producer in Los Angeles does. They put them in the bathroom. False modesty wins. All right, I'm going to take you guys out to the studio real quick. The tracking room is actually in that building there. And
are the helicopters still up?
No, they're gone. Yeah, it's nice and quiet now. So that's the entrance. Big beefy doors because sound isolation is really important. And here's my tracking room. This doesn't really have anything to do with Atmos, but
it's great.
but it is what, I do for a living. So 20 years here, floated floors, suspended walls and ceiling, lots and lots of isolation. This is I think it's the 14th tracking room I've built since 1988. So I'm getting better at it every time I do it. And some of these
Brad,
rooms, they're still open. Yeah, go ahead.
Brad, quick question. Did you tune your recording room like you did your studio?
Nope. I had a garage that I converted to a tracking room, and I wanted to be as big as possible, which is why I've got an alcove here. I've built a lot of rooms, and I don't really like bass trapping for smaller rooms, and I don't really like bass trapping for big rooms, to be honest. I think that it sounds funny to my ears. For drums, I like a room that reacts really pretty dramatically. So these are parallel walls and ceiling floor, but I don't like flutter echoes. So it's not a very live room, but my absorption is placed so that there are no flutter echoes. And so you can see how these spaces are different than these. So these are narrower here. Any place there's absorption, there's going to be
A reflection.
there's no place where there's bare wall facing bare wall.
Yeah.
And that's by design. I just trial and error over the years, and there's plenty of white papers telling you the same thing. So join AES, people. You'll be better for having done it. Anyway, band plays out here. I've tracked almost every record I've made in the last 20 years here, including the Touche Amore stuff. Sometimes I'll book a studio somewhere else if the band needs me to come to where they are. But I've mixed every record since 2004 in that little room.